Let me take this opportunity to wish all of you a very happy and productive 2019. I would also like to welcome all the new envoys, including those who have presented their credentials earlier today, some for the first time, and the first time we have ambassadors accredited to Rwanda from those countries, notably the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. You're most welcome, as well as the new ambassador of Israel, who is based in Kigali. We welcome you most sincerely. We appreciate the work that you do as the custodians of the bilateral relationships between Rwanda and the countries and organizations you represent. Last year was a busy and satisfying year for Rwanda. We made good progress in key areas that make a difference in our lives, Rwandans. I'll mention a few. First, we were pleased that our efforts to nurture an even more conducive environment for business have been recognized, as we see in the annual World Bank Doing Business report. Rwanda moved up 12 places from the previous year and now ranks 29th in the world, the second number 2 in Africa. Next year will be number 1. We want to attract more investment, innovation, and joint ventures, both at home and with our partners, you, the countries you represent, from the region and beyond. Our parliamentary elections in September marked another step forward in Rwanda's democratic dispensation. In keeping with Rwanda's inclusive approach, the new parliament welcomed 2 more political parties and now has a record number of young deputies, while women continue to form the majority. I think here we are number 1, right? Okay. Rwanda's justice system is stronger than ever to ensure equal rights of all citizens within the rule of law. We are grateful to countries that have collaborated with us to render justice and sustain the fight against impunity. Let me say something on this. When I talked about within the rule of law, I restate what I have said a few days ago. We want to continue to be a country that can make our own choices, what fits us and what matches what happens elsewhere in the world. So I said there is more to do with the choices we make than the rules or the rule book, in many cases which you have not written or contributed to. So the only rule we follow is that of law. But there are some other rules, many times written for us, and they said, this is what you must follow. I'm sure you will bear with us, some who become uncomfortable with this kind of position. You will maybe gradually get used to this right we have to insist on making choices and being the ones to draw the rules, but based on law, more importantly, than rules set elsewhere for us and that we have to follow. So I just thought I need to emphasize this because this is who we are, this is what we want, this is also dictated in many ways by where we have come from. And as we continue our journey to be like many of you here in this room who have got used and in fact take for granted the kinds of rules and choices you follow. We want to be like you. We want to work with you. But here we are. Last year, I had the honor to serve as the chairperson of the African Union. Good progress was made in implementing the institutional and financial reform. We worked tirelessly in very close collaboration with our peers across the continent. There is this mood in the continent that things must change about us, for us in Africa. And I had the honor and pleasure of being part of that steering group and part of that process. We also advanced the key pillars of regional integration, such as the African Continental Free Trade Area, which will enter into force very soon, because the numbers of countries to ratify are about to be achieved, and even many more coming. We intend to continue contributing to African Union priorities and engaging meaningfully in the region. As chair of the East African Community for 2019, Rwanda will again continue to do the best we can so that East Africa continues with the progress that we have already seen. This marks the 25th commemoration of the genocide and the liberation of Rwanda. These are important milestones that we look forward to observing together with our friends and partners that you represent. We ask those of you who live in Rwanda and nearby to continue to join us in sharing the real story of what happened here, as well as the present reality. On this note, therefore, I'm also inviting you to be with us on that day of commemoration. In the context of rising genocide, denial, well, there is a rising of so many things in the world, but I'm concerned about this one first. In our case and others, this is our common duty to fight that. In conclusion, let me say that Rwanda will continue to work with all of you to advance together our shared interest as a global community, from development to security, trade, and climate change. We will make faster progress, all of us, by working together. May I, on this note, ask you to find a glass and join me in a toast to friendship, progress, and prosperity for all our nations. Cheers. Thank you very much.